Make life yummy with food for your mind and tummy. Lady Yum Yum.
Hi, welcome to the Lady Yum Yum Show. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas around here, so my thoughts are to what gifts I can make in my kitchen. And the first one I'll show you is peppermint bark. I love peppermint bark, but it's super expensive in the store. So I'll show you my way of making it with premium ingredients. It'll taste even better than the store-bought. Plus it comes from your heart and your home to your friends. So let's get started. I'm using my favorite chocolate, which is from Guittard. You can get this in specialty stores, or the closer you live to San Francisco, the more chance you can get it in a grocery store as well. I'm using 1 cup of these semi-sweet chocolate wafers. You can use more or less depending on how much chocolate you want to make. Now we'll temper the chocolate. That's a method of melting, and I'm going to use the microwave for it today. You can use the stovetop method that I've showed in other videos, or you can follow this way. So we need a microwave-safe bowl to start with, and we'll need a spatula that's heat resistant. This is the one I use that's up to 650 degrees. We're not going anywhere near that. We're going to microwave the chocolate for 30 seconds at half power. Now this first time there's not much of anything to stir because the melting really hasn't started. We're going to put it back in the microwave and we're going to just keep doing this. 30 seconds in, stir it up. 30 seconds in, stir it up until it's 2/3 melted. I'm just starting to see melting now. This is number 3, and now we're seeing some melting. So I had a total of 2.5 minutes in the microwave, and you can see it was just about ready to finish melting. And we're going to keep stirring this now until all the chunks are done. And this is what starts reforming the crystals, and it's the crystals that make chocolate cloudy or nice and sharp, snapping and shiny, which is what we want. So we're almost there. It goes fast at the end. Now your microwave might be different. You might not need 5 times, you might need 8 times. Just stir it real well in between each time. And then this final time, you just keep stirring until there are no chunks left. So the chocolate is completely smooth, and we can check to see if it's in temper by just putting a drop on a piece of foil and setting it aside to see if it gets shiny when it dries. In the meantime, I'll add a little peppermint. So you barely need any of this. Literally a drop into the cup will be enough. I don't have any toothpicks. If I did, I would just dip a toothpick in this and then dip it in there. That's how little we're going to use. Just literally a drop. An eyedropper would be nice. I'm putting it into the spoon in case I put more than a drop. There it is, a drop. I told you, I'm not kidding. That stuff's strong. And it's just, you just want a little hint of the peppermint flavor in this dark chocolate. Okay. So you can see now that this chocolate is shiny still. So it's starting to harden, but it's still shiny, so it's in temper. You can wait longer if you're not sure, your first few times, just to make sure you have a nice shiny finish. I have cookie cutters set up on a piece of parchment paper on top of a cookie tray. So we'll fill up this mold, just drizzle the chocolate in there. And we might have to move your spoon around a little bit just to make sure all the little nooks and crannies get chocolate. So I'm just kind of just pushing the chocolate into all the little areas. There we go. It's so pretty. Now I'll do my snowman. And if necessary, use an offset spatula or a toothpick or whatever you need just to make sure the chocolate gets into all the little nooks and crannies, especially the snowflake is a tough one. There we go. They're about a 1/4 inch of chocolate is on each of these. Now we're going to set these aside and we're going to do the same tempering process for our white chocolate. The white chocolate is more delicate than dark chocolate, so you have to be really careful. In fact, I recommend microwaving at 20-second intervals with the white chocolate. So I have 1 cup of white chocolate, about 6 ounces, and the important thing with white chocolate is that cocoa butter is the second ingredient. There's a lot of bad white chocolate out there that's not chocolate at all. So if you want the tasty, delicious stuff, make sure cocoa butter is number 2 right after sugar on the ingredients list. So we'll start our tempering. Make sure your glass bowl and your spatula and anything that touches the chocolate is completely dry and clean. Water is chocolate's enemy. Now we'll fill the molds with the white chocolate. So I've let this set up, the dark chocolate set up, oh, a little messy there, for over an hour it took at room temperature at my house. You don't want to put them in the freezer or the refrigerator. That makes the chocolate crystals bloom too fast and it can cause your chocolate to come out of temper. So just let it happen at room temperature, which is a little chilly at this time of year for most of us, even my California friends. And I'm again using my offset spatula to push the white chocolate into those little tip areas. There we go. Now the fun part, we get to crush our candy cane. Ooh, that's easy. It's fun too. I do love banging things. I like hammering too. Now you could do this in a food processor, but that's not nearly as fun. Ooh, that piece doesn't want to break. There we go. That's nicely crushed. Okay, I'm having way too much fun doing this. There we go. Now we'll sprinkle our peppermint flakes over the top of our chocolate. And I've kind of tried to get a mix of big ones and little ones. There we go. And I've tried to cover it pretty consistently all over. And I'll use my offset spatula to make sure some of these bigger pieces have really set into the chocolate. There we go. That's it. Isn't that pretty? And now our snowman, and I'm gonna do a little less on him, just so you know, you can put more or less peppermint, whatever's to your liking. And finally, our pretty little Christmas tree. Or actually, I'm gonna try to do this tree in little garlands. Ah. Ooh, it's hard, but I think it worked. There we go. And a little bit on the top. There, it's kind of cute. And then again, I'm just gonna make sure it's all touching the chocolate. Make sure your chocolate has completely solidified. And then you might have to pull your mold away from the chocolate a little, and then it should slide right out. And there you have it. And I just find it a little prettier in a shape. And you can break it later. I don't think anybody needs to eat all this chocolate in one sitting, but you can break it up later on the plate or whatever way you want to do it. So they're very pretty. Or if you're shipping, I just leave them in the cookie cutters. These cookie cutters can be bought fairly inexpensively. I think these were under $1 each, so it makes a nice little pretty gift. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I did. I'll see you next time. So good. I promise I won't eat the whole thing.